You want to know what in the hell a ghetto was like? You want to know what in the hell it's like to live on the stinking west side of Chicago? Well, me and my little black brother are going to show you, Whitey. Watch this.
I'm Dave Dugan, and we've invited a cross-section of concerned citizens to a meeting in Chicago. Our question is this: will anything move the white man and mobilize the black man to end the domestic war and bring about a constructive peace? The place we've chosen to ask that question is Chicago.
My name is Russ Meeks. I am a writer, a musician, a poet, and I live in the black ghetto on Chicago's west side. This somewhat imposing building, the Chatfield Apartments, is my daily abode. I am one of those who love Stokely Carmichael. I am one of those who believe that nonviolence is the philosophy of the fool, and that we are a new breed, a class of black men and women who would rather die on our feet than live on our knees. This is also a street where people live. This is not Washington Street, this is Maypole Street. When I was a kid, a maypole meant a festive celebration. And I think of drowning people being told, don't try to swim. And when you look at this street, you wonder about the man on the stoop. You see him in his red shirt, and you ask him, how are things going, as I did, and he'll tell you, not so good. This too is my neighborhood, where my black brothers and sisters live and die. And this guy, he's just back from Vietnam 4 or 5 days ago. And when we talked, he told me one thing sure, that not like MacArthur, he will not return. What are they fighting for? Well, maybe for these guys, these Madison Street merchants, these exploiters of my people. Yeah, and look, not only do they exploit us, but they also have fringe benefits, like that. I bet their daughter would never marry a nigger, because her daddy would lynch him. And here's the liquor store, along with the bars. White owners? Yeah. White managers? Yeah. But then black power works too. Ask A&P. These guys are now managers. Yeah, that's right. And why? Not for humanitarian motives, but because black power stepped in. Gee, look at this. They sell everything in the way of food. How about those garbage cans? Last week I saw a young black boy, about 7 years old, eating from them. Yeah, in the midst of plenty, they starve. But here we see them telling jokes to colored kids. Oh yes, that's what they said. I said, what are you teaching them? They said, oh, nothing, we're telling jokes. And around the corner, they eat out of garbage cans. Hey, this guy don't miss many a meal. He's a little con man, yet he has the dignity of futility. He graduated from the back alley blues and came around to the walk, the street. See those cars passing by? Want me to tell you why? They're the colors of the flag, blue and white. And the Gestapo keeps going by and by. Here are the young guys who we might say are the counterparts of the garbage cans. Yeah, that's right. Their little baby black soul brother eating out of a garbage can. But listen what they've got to say. Dr. King, Whitney Young, Roy Wilkins, Reverend Henry Mitchell, do you speak for them? Hell no.
And I'm just for violence, that's all. I'm tired of it.
Prayed too long.
I'm tired of it. We just beg and beg and beg, and he keeps saying no, 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 no. I'm tired of it.
The white man gave me everything now that he has deprived me of, my people of, for the past 400 years. I could still not forget the slavery that he has taken my people through for 310 years.
Then in other words, there's no compromise.
That's right. There has to be complete separation.
That's it.
Is this a school or a meat factory? where a young man who wanted to learn about black history was told to go back to Africa. White principal, white vice principal, white counselors, black students, 1/4 of whom graduate. Gee, look at this beautiful black woman I'm talking to. Yeah, she's a college grad, a statistician, brilliant, articulate, but oh so revolutionary. Baseball diamonds are surely in the rough these days. Here they play while a dog dies in the alley. Rats eat cheese. They also eat babies. We say no more to the rats, and we say no more to you, white America. The die is cast. You shall pay for the past.
That's his neighborhood as he sees it. Mr. Meek, why do you suppose that it's actually been relatively cool in Chicago this summer? Is it because things are better in Chicago than other cities?
Well, first of all, the question of cool is relative, because what the white media and the white power structure means by cool means that on the surface they don't see anything. But there's revolutionary ferment in Chicago, perhaps more so than any other city.
Well, why hasn't it erupted, sir?
That's a question you might ask the white folks. See, because we don't go around advocating riots, we advocate revolution. And a revolution takes the form that's necessary for it to be victorious. See, you might ask Reverend Mitchell, because he has the vigilante force out there in our neighborhood, he says, patrolling the streets to keep the niggers quiet.
Well, Reverend Mitchell is here, and you did mention him in your film, too. I think we should right now go to Reverend Mitchell. You can stand, sir, if you'd like. It's easier, I think.
Yes. My name is Reverend Mitchell, president of the North Star United Missionary Workers of America on the Chicago West Side. The Bible says, let every man be persuaded by his own opinion, but though let it be a good one. We realize and understand that there are problems amongst the Negro community more so than any other community. The aim of our organization is to sit down and study the problem and take the proper approach to try and solve the problem.
For those from out of town, sir, could we just quickly clarify what your committee does? Do you work in the same neighborhood that Mr. Meek lives in?
Yes,
the West Side?
West Side, national-wide. We own the entire state of Illinois.
Would you have a different program than, say, Mr. Meek does?
Well, our program is not hate.
It is not hate?
No, sir. Our program is to try to solve the problem with love.
Well, let me say something clearly, because horse and buggy techniques don't work in the jet age. And what Reverend Mitchell, when he says Christian love, it means Uncle Tomism.
I'm Helen Brandenburg. I'm a lay speaker for the Methodist Church. I have a daughter, and when she was 18, she represented the United States as a history major. And she's been at Columbia University. And she met a young boy who is an all-A student at Columbia. He is a Negro boy. They are both 19 years old, and they have just been married. His mother is from White Plains, New York. His father is a doctor. Now, I have the most wonderful... Oh, I just think that the new world is going to be wonderful. These are 19-year-old boys and girls. They are married. They love each other. My daughter has been raised as a Methodist. For 20 years, I have served the Salvation Army at Camp Lake, Wisconsin. And there, my daughter has learned to be with little Negro children and love them. And I never thought anything about her marrying one. I have 5 children. I have a Methodist minister, and he is 28 years old. He's the youngest boy in the Rock River Conference, and he has just married a Chinese girl who is herself also a missionary.
So you believe in Christian love, then, the same as the Reverend does?
Well, this is what our children are doing today. This is a wonderful thing that we can look forward to. America, 19-year-old children who are students at Columbia, who have learned about religion from their parents, and yet this is what it has been interpreted to them, to love one another. They're going to grow up and raise children, and that's what America will be.
This boy back here?
Yeah.
Well, that looks like the boy that was in the film, I believe.
Yes, I'm one of them. My name is Reginald Dobbs. I live at 3319 Maple, one of the ghettos areas that was pointed out in the film. I'd like to direct a question to Reverend Mitchell. Do you think that we will be satisfied with the jobs they are giving us?
Yes, son, I think so, simply because we are asking that you be trained on the job, and they start you off with a certain salary starting rates, and you would be promoted up to the maximum of the job.
No, I don't believe that. The white man is gonna keep you where he got you. You're not going no higher than he wants you to go. And we ain't gonna settle for nothing but all the way. And about this violence and non-violence, I'm for violence. Because we have pleaded for the last 400 years.
What would you say to a boy like that? Because this happens to be, coincidentally, the young man in the group that Mr. Meeks said you did not speak for. How would you talk to a young boy like that?
Well, I would say I would definitely have to use the Bible, Mr. Duncan.
No, I don't hear that.
Well, this is my only way.
I ain't no Uncle Tom.
Well,
See,
salvation
you
is
can't
free, son.
brainwash me.
Jesus said, first ye seek the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you.
Heaven is on earth, mind you, brother.
Yeah. Let me see.
You have anything more? How about the other lad?
Where you gonna go when we start revolution? Whose side are you gonna be on? Are you still gonna be on your knees begging for us jobs?
I will, as Mr. Meeks said, he wouldn't die standing on his feet rather than to die on his knees. I will die standing up for God, regardless of any circumstance.
Okay. Have God ever told you to let this white man rule you like he is?
Well, young man, you first must be born again. God is a spirit.
No, I ain't born again. I ain't got to be born again. See, I was born in a new generation. You could your mother could have brainwashed you, but can't nobody brainwash me. I'm ready. It's gonna take young boys like us to win the revolution.
The white peoples realized today that they was wrong for enslaving the Negro. The great mass. May I finish? I waited. Why, if you so militant and so intelligent, why don't you keep your mouth shut?
I'll tell you why, Reverend Mitchell, because I'm sick and tired of you standing up there on a television camera, a black man with a white heart and a white face. You're a black Anglo-Saxon, you're a disgrace to the race to stand up about a white man loving you. Ask Medgar Evers' wife. Ask the parents of the 3 civil rights workers in Mississippi. Ask Jimmy Lee Jackson's mother. Understand? Ask Grace Louise of 5 children who was shot in the head because he's riding with a black boy in the car. You stand there and talk like an unmitigated fool.
I thought you were more intelligent.
I'm intelligent enough that I don't want to listen to your dribble.
May I finish, young man question? Son, I'm sure that the great mass of the white people realizes that they was wrong for enslaving the Negro.
Let's get this lady back here.
My name is Jean Williams, and I'm a civil rights lawyer. What has kept Chicago from erupting has been the open suppression and Gestapo-like tactics that the Chicago policemen have initiated in the black neighborhoods. Wherever there are 5 or more Negroes congregated, they move in, they break up those groups. I know what I'm talking about. They break up those groups and they shuttle everybody off to jail. Now, sooner or later, there are going to be enough families deprived of their breadwinners and their loved ones that Chicago isn't going to be cool, regardless of how much praying Reverend Mitchell does.
We have a Chicago police official here, Chicago police commander, to respond to the charge about police repression in Chicago this summer. Is there an official of the Chicago Police Department who could answer that? You're not to give comment, sir. I see. Well, let him make his one statement. That's all right. Fine. Go ahead, son.
As I was going back to see, he pointed out for me I could go back when I want to. Go back to where? Huh?
Because you weren't afraid. You can go any place you like.
Go anywhere
Sir,
you
could
want.
you stand up? We can't hear you. Could you stand up over there by the microphone?
You mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? We are not Africans no more. You have raped our great-grandmothers and stuff and changed us.
Excuse me.
We are not, okay, let me finish, and gave us a name as a Negro. I am not a Negro. A Negro is a person with a slave at the man. I just want to tell you that. And don't say nothing else to me.
Sir, did you want to say something, miss? Okay, this lady back here, please.
I would like to direct one of my
Your name, please.
Mrs. Fiedler of the East Avondale Community Council, a branch of LSNA. Mr. Meek, I recognized much of your film. Is this the 3100 block of Maple?
33 and 32.
Fine. 32 was where I was raised. Looks quite familiar as it did when I lived there. Marshall School still looks the same also. And there was more than 75% colored when I went there. You know, we got along great. Some of, all of us got along together very well. I recall very few colored and whites fighting. We were friends. When there was any arguments or fights, as there usually is, as you call it, the ghetto, we seemed to stick together. The colored stuck up for the white, and the white stuck up for the colored.
Well, they couldn't have a mind like I have. They'd have to be all the time.
Well, what is your point,
No,
ma'am? Do you feel that the...
I arose
Yes.
from this neighborhood. I lived in the slums. I'm not ashamed of it. You know, nobody helped me get where I'm at. I scrub floors. I scrub floors. It doesn't make any difference. The friends that I graduated with have jobs and homes just as I have now. And they were colored. And they had a chance. They sat right next to me in class. The teacher listened to them just like she listened to me. And it was that same house that you showed me on that film. So then, I am as the same as these boys here. Because I seen little white kids as well as colored kids together digging out of garbage cans. Not separately. Together, we walked the alley. We walked Madison Street. We tripped over probably the same drunks in front of Rothschilds that are still there now. So what about me? Am I a poor white person? God help me, give me mercy. I want white power then.
I'm sure you do.
Broadway?
You should have it, baby.
What
You
about
got it.
Broadway? What about North Street? What about Wilson Avenue?
Well, you want to let me address
Where
myself,
the
too?
ignorant white people are.
What about them?
We
They
have
got
a
their own
problem,
problems,
too.
baby, and I think that the white people
Okay.
should have white power. I'm talking about black. You see, talking to you is an exercise in futility. Let's get this clear. I'm not talking about white people. Man, you solve your problems. You use force or violence, whatever necessary,
No,
and I
you
don't
don't.
blame you. And if I had the thing you had, I wouldn't want to give it up either.
Do we come and march and you say, look at our poor people, look at our hungry
No,
babies?
you don't have to come because we can't solve your problem.
All
You have
right.
to solve your own, and we want to solve our own.
By
Understand?
violence?
Who said anything about violence? Everybody here is talking about violence, but
He
Russ
said
Meeks.
he believes
That's
in
he-
violence. I wanna
Doesn't
know
he have a right
why.
to? They're going to take him in a few years and teach him to kill with the best weapons
They
available.
taught my brother to kill, too.
Okay, so let's
And
ask the
mine
United
are
States
dead.
government about violence, baby. They live on it. They thrive on it.
Well,
They're enmeshed in
we're
it.
fighting for America.
This is the most violent society in the world that you run, baby.
Why is
You
there so
hung
many
black men
Americans?
up by their heads and cut their bodies to pieces. You burn women
you
to
see
death.
him?
Yes, I got the pictures on my wall. I was tied to a tree by the clan and had a knife run through my body.
You never seen white people
See.
killed, though.
White people, I'm not
I
worried
remember
about
Fifth
them.
Avenue and Ketty and I watched them die in front of me
That's tough.
as a kid.
That's tough. That's tough, but we're talking about black power, black society,
That's all we hear.
divorce
So
from
you
white
wanna hear
society.
somebody else's
You were
side.
here at a town meeting. Well, go home if you don't want to hear, baby. Go
You don't
home.
want to hear
Because we don't need you.
You don't want to hear us, then you go.
No.
Well, let the lady speak, because Mr. Meeks is a little louder in his voice. I think this is a very interesting point, and you know, it's an amazing coincidence that you did live in that immediate area, because we had no idea that was going to be the...
Exactly. That street,
Do you
that
still live
block.
in the area?
No, I don't.
And you're
It looked just like that when I did, though.
Sure.
And Beidler School. Do you know Beidler School there,
Yeah, I
Mr.
know
Meeks?
Beidler. You
could move
Do you know
wherever
the
you
old
want.
school?
Yeah, I
The
know
old one with the wooden floors?
Yeah.
I walked on them. There's a new school
you want a
there now,
medal?
isn't there?
You want a medal
I
or
didn't
something,
get
baby?
no new schools, but
You
I'm
want a
not
medal?
complaining.
Give it a CMH.
Let's
She's
her-
poor white person.
Hold it, Mr. Meeks.
You're the one that's crying the loudest.
Who's
I'm
crying,
chiming
baby? I'm
in
not
with you.
crying.
I'm
Do
chiming
you know the
in.
difference between defiance and a cry? You're talking to a black man, baby. I don't cry to white
I
folks.
talk to 'em all
I'm
my
talking to my
life.
people, not even to
I
you.
talk to them all
Hold
my
it, Mr.
life.
Meeks.
So you're singing the
Hold it,
blues.
But
please,
you're
hold it.
blaming us. We got a right to
Blaming
stand
you?
up and defend ourselves,
Defend
too.
yourself. I glory in your
All right,
spunk,
now let
baby.
her, hold it, Mr. Meeks.
But wipe the blood off your hands
Hold
before
it.
you
There's
slam.
no
Hold it.
blood on mine.
All right, ma'am.
You got the pictures. I haven't.
Evidently,
All
you're
right,
guilty.
hold it,
Yeah,
folks.
No,
well,
I'm
conscience is
not
bothering
guilty
you.
of
Ma'am,
nothing.
I'd like to let you say this very succinctly.
Are
You're-
we wrong because we're white?
Yeah,
Are we wrong?
yeah.
Well, then maybe the shoe's on the other foot now?
Well, your men seem to like our women so much we get a little confused.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
All right, we're going.
Yeah.
I will in a second, but I just want to clarify this. Your point simply is this, ma'am. You believe that when you lived in the neighborhood where Mr. Meeks
Yes.
was, there were 75% Negro then, and you say that the friends that you went to school with, as well as yourself, worked their way out of the ghetto.
That's right.
And you believe that anybody can do it if they want to?
That's right.
That's ridiculous.
I have a point.
All right, let's let this gentleman back here. Here. Here's a... Let's...
Mrs. Williams, Miss Williams,
All right,
I
we
think
have one
white
man
people
here.
have to talk to white people and tell them why they're wrong.
Here's a white
I
man.
think,
Let's let him
like,
say this
white
one.
people have to tell some ignorant white people that they should start listening to Russell Meeks and Gene Williams and Dick Gregory and Bob Lucas. And I'd like to ask this woman if she honestly believes there isn't segregation in Chicago, and if she's been to the schools. I teach in the West Side. My name's Richard Kelly. I teach in Upper Grade Center in the West Side. And next year, conditions are worse than last year. I have 39 in the class where I had 35. We have a white principal, white assistant principal. The Negroes that teach our school are afraid to open their mouth because they're afraid that they're going to lose their job, their times. There's a lot of segregation, not only in the house. You can go in the different neighborhoods. Ma'am, I don't see how you can sit here and dare to talk to Russ Meeks and say there isn't segregation in Chicago.
The whole thing comes down...
Identify yourself, please.
Elmer Lazar, Chicago, Illinois. The whole thing...
Are you with an association, an organization?
No, just individual.
Right. Go ahead.
The whole thing here comes down to education, rather lack of education. Now, to prove this to you, I was an employment manager of a firm that employed dozens of Negroes 5, 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And we were looking for a truck driver several times, not just once, dozens of times. We used to interview colored fellows that come in, you know, from 18 to 30, any age. And out of 25 colored fellows that came in to apply for the job, only 3 or 4 could talk, could read and write English. 3 or 4. Now, these were newly come Southerners from the South, you know, see. And only out of the 25 fellows that we interviewed, only 3 or 4 could read and write. Back in 1950, 1952, 53, 54, 55.
So your point is?
What can you do with the people that they sent from the South that can't read and write? What can you do with people that have no education? Now, well, we have to educate. The South should not be allowed to send these colored people up here. Rather, they should educate them. They should educate them, see? That's the point.
How about this gentleman in the front row? Would you identify yourself, sir?
I'm Reverend Emmett G. Davis, the Executive Director of the North Suburban Organization for Fair Housing. There are a couple of points that I want to speak to, particularly to get back to originally the way we started out.
Yes.
We're caught now in this trap between whether we're going to follow Dr. Martin Luther King with a nonviolent approach or whether we're going to follow my friend Russ Meeks here with a violent approach. We're at a loss to know what to do. We tried Dr. King. We're afraid to try Meeks.
Are you afraid to try Meeks? You're afraid to try Meeks?
Some of the people on the North Shore are afraid. They've gotten a little sophistication because they've been able to move to the North Shore.
Are these Negroes you're talking about?
Negroes, yes.
Middle-class Negroes.
They've been calling the police department in Evanston, hoping there's not going to be a riot in Evanston. They are afraid, too. Now, how do you reach these kind of people?
Well, you feel the
Mr. Meeks should tell us this.
The middle-class Negroes...
The middle-class Negroes who have become complacent, who fear the revolutionary lower to lower economic class Negroes.
Well, Mr. Meek, you want to respond to that?
Yeah, I'd like to respond because I think that you sound like a reverend. Thank goodness there's some people like you left.
Thank you.
I might even come to your church one day and see what you have to say. Man, whew, what a breath of fresh air. I want to say this because, see, first of all, there's a mistaken notion. The Watts study, which they just brought out, proved that the middle class black man is much more violent than the so-called lower strata.
Well, that differs from what he was saying.
Well, you see, when you talk about people in North Shore, see, here's the point, which, I'm talking to black folk now, you know, that no matter what happens, the dialectics of the situation are going to make you either get off the fence or crawl in a hole in the ground. It is the ability to take your own resources and develop a culture, a society, a community of our own, the way we want it, free from white interference. And we give you the same privilege. We're not interested in interracial housing. We don't want your neighborhood. We want ours to be just as good, see? We don't want a store in your neighborhood. We don't want you coming in our neighborhood and open up stores and exploiting us and then go home and throw a bomb if we move next door out in the suburbs. We don't want your schools, but we want our schools to be the highest and the best possible for our black progeny. See, what people don't understand, we are saying, and we're not asking. You see, the die is cast, as I said. We're not asking. We're saying this is the way it's going to be.
Well, Mr. Meek, why do you feel, as an example, just to zero in on this, why do you personally feel that Martin Luther King's way is not the way to work?
Well, it's very simple to me, because it hasn't worked.
He's talking about new techniques, tying up the city.
You don't tie up no city. You don't tie up a city. There's no such thing as massive civil disobedience. There's two things. There's you either have a revolution, because the moment he tries that, the police force with the live bullets from every day talk about going to open up on him, and what's he going to do about the black folks laying out in the street with blood running out of their bodies? You think that then he's going to lose control, then he's going to run and call the president and say, send the troops in. You see?
Let me ask you a question. What if every Negro employee of the CTA picked one day in September to get sick? Wouldn't that tie up the city?
No, they'd get fired, they'd put white folks in their place.
From the Catholic Interracial Council. I'm also a Democrat, and about 1,000 years ago, there was a Greek philosopher who said that those who do injustice are more harmed